Okay, so let's have a quick look at the table. So leading the way in first, Leinster, 6 from 6. One out of superlatives for these guys. Ulster remain in second, even though they didn't play this week. Bulls up to third after that win in Benetton. Stormers dropped to fourth after defeat to Cardiff. Edinburgh are in fifth place. They have 3 wins and 3 losses. Really kind of mixed for them, but it's good enough for fifth place. Cardiff, a really good win over the Stormers, has them now 4 wins and 2 losses up to 6th. Sharks didn't play. They've actually only played 4 games this season, so they're 2 behind most of the rest of the league, but good enough for 7th. Lions as well, who didn't play, they're in 8th, so just about hanging on to that last spot for the playoffs. Benetton dropped out of the playoff spots after that defeat at home. Ospreys in 10th. They've only got 1 win. They've got 2 draws, obviously, but if they don't start picking up more wins, they're going to drop down from that position. You can see them kind of going down towards that 12th, 13th spot unless they can start picking up wins. Munster lost against Leinster, but they are still starting to look a bit better. But 11th, again, I have to say it's pretty much where they deserve to be. 12th for the Warriors, who didn't play. Now, whether they played or not, they still might have been in 12th if they had lost that one anyway. Dragons, with their win, gets them up to 13th place. Connacht, also winners this weekend. They leapfrogged the Scarlets up into 14th. Scarlets dropped down to 15th and only have Zebre below them. And Zebre, propping up the table. Unless they can produce that first win of the season, they're potentially going to be there for a long time to come. Okay, so let's have a quick look ahead to round 7. Warriors, who didn't play last week, they'll be looking to get people back into their squad for this week, getting everybody right. They're going to be playing Benetton. It is 12th versus 9th. You would expect Warriors with a full squad to pick from that they would pull this one out, but we'll have to see who they're able to field. If it's anywhere near a first choice squad, though, you would expect a win for them. Benetton, a little bit disappointing at home last time out, and they haven't really shown any form away from home at all this season, so this could be another tough night for them on the road. Scarlets against Leinster, 15th against 1st, so Scarlets pretty much the second worst team in the league against a team who haven't lost all season. It's just one of those ones where the universe could just say, well, actually, Scarlets are going to win this one. But unless the universe does do that, it's hard to see past another Leinster win. On to Saturday games then, we have a South African derby. So we've got the Lions versus the Stormers. So this one is 8th versus 4th. But if the Lions win, then they're actually going to be on the same amount of points. And if the Lions win with a bonus point, then they're actually going to leapfrog them. Later on then we have Dragons versus Zebre. Normally the 2 worst teams in the league, unless Connacht is in there somewhere. Dragons got a good win last week. Zebre at home didn't really produce a performance at all. They got a few tries, but it was the kind of the tries that you expect the old Zebre to get, where it's like, we're already beaten. Well, now the other team aren't trying as much. We may as well score a few tries. So Dragons definitely going to be looking for a second win on the bounce. Zebre, honestly, I would love to see Zebre pulling out a win here. And that's nothing at all against the Dragons. Because I've really enjoyed how the Dragons have been performing this season above where we'd normally see them. But it would be nice to see Zebre kind of do the same and pull out the win. But speaking honestly, I think the Dragons are probably going to take this one and maybe with a bonus one. Then we have another big Irish derby. So we got Munster versus Ulster, 11th versus 2nd. Maybe in terms of like last week, Munster had an Irish derby as well against Leinster. This one is going to be a big one, and it's one that Munster will feel, even though there's a big difference between their performances this season. Ulster have really been on fire. Munster will feel that at home in Thomond Park, they can at least give them a game and maybe cause a bit of an upset there. And it's kind of strange to say that, because for years and years, Munster versus Ulster at Thomond Park, thinking that a Munster win will be an upset is just weird. That'll show you how much Munster have fallen recently. Ulster, from their point of view, again, kind of same with Glasgow, is how many people can they get right for this and get out onto the pitch? And can they, not only that, it's the fact that they've missed a week of rugby as well. So getting that performance there, they'll want to keep the pressure on Leinster as well. And they won't want to lose this one, because they see themselves as the main challengers from the Irish provinces to Leinster. Then we have Ospreys versus Connacht. So it's 10th versus 14th. Ospreys would be looking for a win here. They definitely need it if they are to maintain their position, because they've kind of slipped a little bit now. And if they lose this one, they're going to be dragged down into kind of the lower reaches of the table. But if they produce a win, there's every chance that they're going to be knocking on the door for the top 8 spots and potential playoffs. Connacht, they're beginning to perform a bit better. They've got their attack going now. Their defense also seems better. But a lot of these kind of teams that are kind of towards the middle to the bottom of the URC, it's the same question for all of them. Can you produce on the road? Because if you can, that's what gets you into, that area of being able to challenge for the top 8. Now for the Sunday games, we have the Bulls versus the Sharks. So the Bulls bounced back with the win against Benetton, and Sharks didn't play last week. So this one, 3rd versus 7th, you'd expect maybe the Bulls at home, that would be enough for them at Loftus to pull this one out. But Sharks are definitely going to give them a game. We also have Cardiff versus Edinburgh, 6th versus 5th. Two teams who have shown that when they're given the chance to play, they can play, but have also seen some defensive frailties as well. So expecting a high scoring one in this one, and it's going to be tough to pick the winner. Again, maybe home advantage for Cardiff is going to be enough to shade it for them. Okay, so that's a look at all of the matches coming up this weekend. Obviously, the majority of the teams are going to be without their internationals as well, which means that some players that we don't see every week are going to get a chance here. Who do you think is going to cope the best without those frontline players? Post down below.